बिंदु परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन। परमानंद का अनुभव कर, ओ परमानंद का अनुभव कर, तू धन्य बना जीवन। ज्योति बिंदु, ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन। प्रभु की प्राप्ति का मूल मंत्र है संपूर्ण समर्पण, है आत्मा चल प्रभु को सौंप दे तू सारा जीवन। देख प्रभु तेरे निकट विराजे, ओ देख प्रभु तेरे निकट विराजे, कर ले अभिवादन। ज्योति बिंदु, ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन। परमानंद का अनुभव कर, ओ परमानंद का अनुभव कर, तू धन्य बना जीवन। ज्योति बिंदु, ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन। बिंदु के प्रेम सिंधु में चल आज निहाले, परम पिता का प्रेम पात्र बन कर तू शुभ वर पाले। किरण किरण को निरख नयन से, ओ किरण किरण को निरख नयन से, को जा मन में मगन। ज्योति बिंदु, ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन।
Sanskar, which is called the Anteshi Sanskar. The Anteshi Sanskar, my dear friends, it is the last ceremony that we prepare for this of the physical body in that form. So at this time I invite each and every one of you, let us all stand. Acha, Pradam Sabradwa Shri Timbrad Mahardila Laki Jai. Let us all clasp our hands as you close our eyes, as we pray, as we meditate upon the divine being in the depth of our heart. We pray and we ask Bhagwan Krishna to please humbly accept the soul, Atman Pardamatma, once more, as we offer pratna, as we offer prayer in any simple way that we can now. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Om apavitra pavitro va sardavastanga topi va yah smrdit pundrakaksham sabhabhya bindre suchi namaha. Om Shri Ti Vishnubrahmatmi Shri Purdam Shisagre Mukshri Mase Eti Magrishamase Shri Ti Krishna Pakshitatonardamasya Namaha. Om Shri Titonardamasya Nakshatranardamasya Namaha. Saptami Titonardamasya Namaha. Iti Nakshatranardamasya Ashlesha Nakshatra Karda Kardasi Iti Chanada Deshi Atlantic Kardabyan Sagre Vaivaswatardamasya. Vishinardamasya, Narat Nardamasya, Stefan Nardamasya Namaha, Iti Radhasika Nardamasya, Judgment Nardamasya Namaha, Radha Nardamasya Namaha, Iti Sakrama Chitraprapte Nardamasya, Iti Anteshi Sanskar Sardapujanam Namaha. Om Shantakardam Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Surdeshvam Vishwanardam Gaganasadresham Mirdvanam Shobhagam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Vedhyanagamyam Vande Vishnum Bhavavayaharam Sarvalok Ekanatam Pradam Sabrdo Shri Iti Bradandaban Mihardi Lalaki Jai. Acha, please, left it here. Acha, Baito, everyone please take your seat. So at this time, before we are about to start the ceremony, I'm going to ask each and every one of you very kindly, if you have any mobile device or any cell phone with you at this point, will you please place it on silent, or option 2, will you switch it off? For mere respect for the departed one, my dear friends. Hold this in hand, or the touch him, like this. Right hand, and your left hand touching here. Acha, you hold in here, and you're walking around your body sprinkling water. Well. Om Shriti Adya Amugotrasya Amuk Pradetasya Pradetanamasya Shriti Jaladardo Iti Mitresnani Shavat Nimit Eshiti Pindu Mirdadieti Shriti Jaladardo Mirdadieti To Pratashatam. Come here, son. Dip your finger here, touch it. This finger. You tie in? Watch it come in here and come in long so. Straight line. Om Talakam Chamaha Punyam. Come here again. Talakam Chamaha Punyam Pavitram Papada Shardam. Apada Hardati Nityam Lalati Hardi Chandram Prati Gurdhana Devisha Mirdadhiti Tu Pratashatam under the chin. Iti Chandram Sankrapam Kardayati under the chin sun. Underneath here. Om Drakam Chamaha Punyam Pavatram Paparna Shadam Aparda Hardati Nityam Lalati Hardi Chandram Prati Gurdhana Devi Shamirda Dete Tu Pratashitam Namam Om Iti Adya Amugotrasya Amuk Pradetasya Iti Chandram Sankrapam Kardeshi Mirda Dete Tu Pratashitam. Right, Hassan? Pull it down. Very good. Acha. Hold this. And spray. I'll continue to touch them. I'll continue touching them, right? No matter what, right? And spray walk around, right? Om iti adya amugotrasya amuk pradeyatasya pradayatanamasya shreti gandhardam sarvadipo ya mirdaditi tu pratashatam namam. Om iti adya amugotrasya amuk pradeyatasya pradayatanamasya gandhardam sarvadipo ya mirdaditi tu pratashatam. We have the malas. Right, son, hold this so. Hold here. And hold here. Come here now. Keep in your mala. Come closer to me. Right, place it down there now. Get ready. Come. Om iti aryamugotrasya amuk pradeyatasya pradayatanamasya iti pushpardhanam sankrapam. You see me, son? You come right here. Iti pushpardhanam sankrapam kardeshi mirdadhiti tau pratashatam namam. Om iti adya amugotrasya. See my son? Om iti adya amugotrasya amuk pradeyatasya pradayatanamasya iti pushpardhanam sankrapam kardeshi mirdadhiti tau pratashatam namam. Down so. Om iti adya amugotrasya amuk pradeyatasya pradayatanamasya iti pushpardhanam samarpayami mirdadhiti. Come. Mirdaditi tu pratashatam. Right, Sunny, we have Arti. This one. Hold this, my son. Om Shri Jalada. I'll continue touching. Although release his hand, right? I'll keep on touching his hand no matter what. Right. So I'll touch. We're going to conduct arti, son. We're going to walk around the body 5 times. Acha? Take your time very slowly. Hardi Om. Om iti adya amugotrasya amuk pradeyatasya pradayatanamasya shri. What, son? Watch my son. Watch me. Turn on, watch me. Okay, doing arti. Om iti amugotrasya amuk pradeyatasya pradayatanamasya shri di poyame raditi tu pratashatam namam. Om Jai Krishna Hari Shri Krishna Hari Dukhiyo ko dukha dhur kari Jai 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 Krishna Hari. जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो आषाढ़ का डोर किनारा हो जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो आषाढ़ का डोर किनारा हो और कोई न केवन वाला हो फिर तू ही पेरा पार करो जय 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 कृष्ण हरि. Continue in Sasan. Jai Krishna Hare Shri Krishna Hare Dukhiyo ko dukha dur kare Jai 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 तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा, पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा। जो भी तेरा ध्यान हरे, फिर जो भी तेरा ध्यान हरे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे। दुखियों को दुख दूर करे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। बड़े मिस्टर स्वामी लाल की जय। अच्छा, very good. Come son. 3 times like this. ओम इति अद्यमुगोत्रस्य अमुक्प्रदयतस्य प्रदयतनामस्य श्रृणीति दीपूयामेर्दारीति तु प्रतिष्ठतां नमम्। Next one. ओम इति अद्यमुगोत्रस्य अमुक्प्रदयतस्य प्रदयतनामस्य इति सूर्यचक्षुगक्षतु नार्दमस्य मेर्दारीति स नार्दमति मेर्दारीति तु प्रतिष्ठतां नमम्। ओम इति अद्यमुगोत्रस्य अमुक्प्रदयतस्य प्रदयतनामस्य श्रृणीति दीपूयां श्रीपुष्पदार्दं सङ्कल्पं हृदयेशि मेर्दारीति तौ प्रतिष्ठताम्। Sunny? Any pen enough? Alright, come back up, son. Oh, there, come on. Open your hand, your right hand. Put it in, son. Show you what to do. Put your thumb so. Watch are you doing? Put your thumb so. Okay. Turn. No, watch uncle, take your time, turn. Right, they follow. Easy. Om iti mugotrasya amukpurdetasya. Purdetanamasya te kalatanam sankrapam. Bring some white rice, black tail, kush grass. Everything uncle. And take care and turn so. Okay? Otherwise we go null and void, right? So just one more share. Effortless thing. Relax your hand, relax your hand. Easy, see? Do fight it off, right? Come. Om itim gotrasya amukpradetasya pradetanamasya iti pushvaranam shriti kalatalam sankrapam kush asardam merdadiyate kalataram merdadiyate to pratashatam. Very good. Right. Acha pradam sabrdo shriti bradandaban bihare lal ki jai. So my dear friends, before I continue, it is customary that if anyone, friend, family member, if he or she, they wish to say anything on behalf of the departed one, they may come and do so now, please.
My sisterhood with Reena started 21 years ago at my first job at Caribbean Market Research Limited. Here we were both qualitative analysts with a love for report writing. It was also here that we discovered a mutual love for reading, movies, storytelling, and dining out. Just 1 year later, we adopted Chanel into our inner circle at work as a sweet, bratty, and boisterous little sister. We all bonded immediately, sharing a similar sense of humor as well as hobbies and interests. Although the three of us eventually followed different career paths, we still maintain close contact over the next 2 decades, meeting up to celebrate birthdays, Christmas, and everything in between as often as we could.
In 2012-2013, we started going on our own version of Know Your Country tours, venturing to places such as Cedras, Icacos, Point Fortin, Blanchisseuse, Toco, and Tobago on multiple occasions, overnighting and spending quality girls' time. We eventually took our lines internationally to Panama and St. Martin. The Panama trip held special significance to Reena, as it encompassed a visit to the Panama Canal, which was on her bucket list. The Panama trip also allowed Reena to do what she loved best, shopping. We visited the large shopping mall almost every day of that trip. A few years ago, we further expanded our little squad by introducing Janelle into the group, and together we continued our frequent South Lines. Reena's other 2 close friends, Jamie and Nora, who we dubbed the Horner Friends, also shared great memories of their trips with Reena to Curacao and Barbados, where the highlights were the shopping and the Harrison Caves, respectively. Jamie and Nora also shared a sisterhood with Reena, which spanned 15 years after they also met her through work.
Similar to us, Reena shared her love for shopping with Jamie and Nora, as well as her immense love of food. Reena was most definitely a foodie. She enjoyed having an excellent meal, particularly Jamie's curried duck, and food from restaurants such as the Buffet King, La Tartaruga in Tobago, Soong's Great Wall, and Crave, all accompanied by the compulsory Coca-Cola. With her sweet tooth, Reena was sure to pick up a decadent dessert, such as tiramisu and strawberry shortcake, and in some cases, peruse dessert menus before appetizers and entrees. Reena had a deep sense of love and responsibility for her 2 brothers, Rohan and Romesh, taking on the maternal role for them after their mom's passing. At the end of every lime, she always ensured that she purchased takeout food to carry home for them to enjoy as well. She always spoke lovingly of Auntie Usha and her husband Azim, Priya, Logan, Miri, and her other aunties, uncles, and cousins. Azim also shared fond memories of Reena instigating shopping trips with Auntie Usha and him, and it was very common for the 3 of them to be out and about as well.
Reena's career in aviation allowed her to mentor various protégés, who she proudly referred to as her fish. Her positive impact on one particular fish, named Christopher, deviated his career ambition from banking, as he fell in love with the aviation sector based on the foundation and training she provided. According to Christopher, Reena shaped many careers for others, for which he knew she was proud in doing so, and she made the military base feel like a home away from home. From Reena's payload to Christmas parties, to even her sweet jar and the soca song of the day, she just knew how to bring everyone at work together. Reena was a giver and a blesser without expecting anything in return. She was kind-hearted and sincere in everything that she did. If she knew you needed something, she would not hesitate to give it to you. Nora and Jamie even shared stories of how Reena quietly delivered packages to colleagues and friends who had lost their jobs. Reena's tremendous generosity seemed to attract Lady Luck, as she enjoyed almost unnatural winning streaks in competitions and at the slot machine.
When we reflect on Reena's life, we can see that she really enjoyed life her way, doing the things she really enjoyed, such as reading, shopping, Coca-Cola, food, traveling, Coca-Cola, slot machines, movies, TV shows, Coca-Cola. She lived her life her way and on her own terms, in a gracious, loving, and wholehearted manner. We are especially grateful for taking the opportunity to all run away to Maracas in February this year to celebrate her godson and Chanel's son, Kyrie's birthday. Together, we had a memorable day from start to finish and created what will now be one of the most precious occasions spent with Kai.
Reena, your sudden passing has left us with a great sense of confusion and loss, but has given the many people who loved you the opportunity to meet, bond, and support one another during this period of sorrow. In the words of Kelly Clarkson, from the theme song of our first Tobago trip, "'Cause we belong together now, yeah. Forever united here somehow, yeah. You got a piece of me, and honestly, my life would suck without you." We thank God for blessing us with you, Reena. Until we meet again, we love you always.
Sorry, my bad.
Sorry, thank you. Good morning, everyone. This is not a typical eulogy, as we are not in a typical state of being. Therefore, you will not hear that Reena Basdeo was born on this day or was the daughter of. We are, after all those she held dear, those who knew her best, those who understood her. From the days of Reena in Paget after school to spending nights and going to work, she was always a cousin whom I admired. Smart as a whip, writing stories and reading novels and conversing. Conversing about everything under the sun and excelling in everything that she did. She was and remains, first and foremost, one of the most loving and caring persons we will ever be so lucky to know. A sister, a daughter, a niece, a cousin, a godmother, a friend. She was all of this and so much more. Some moments that stood out over the years with her cousins. Reena and Bobby were always at it about who was the eldest grandchild, with Reena claiming at least that she was the eldest granddaughter. Reena and Rolly were always chatting away about movies and music. Roll knew her all-time favorite song. Reena and Rohan always sounded right. When you saw one, the other was there, right down to the very end. Reena and Romesh, the one she never stopped loving. Reena and Rishi boy. She was the only one to still call you that. Reena and I. My unofficial big sister, my party planner, someone worthy of emulating. I will miss you, Reen. My baby sent to say that they love you and that they will miss you forever. I could hear her calling Priya Rampal and Usha Ali and Frank Leghorn, all by their full names. Uncle Cheese got his nickname from Reena. Her aunties were always respected and loved, all of them. her Auntie Usha is, was, and always be a cut above the rest for Reena. Reena was a truly remarkable and unique soul, a girl with luck. She was blessed with so many lovely talents, and she used them all to make everyone happy. She was a cherub who, without the slightest hesitation, would drop what was at hand and attend to the need of others. She was a party planner, indeed the life of the party, the most gracious host ever. According to Frank, the best dal cook in Trinidad. Reena hasn't left us. She's still here, but now in her angelic form. The memories that we have of her and with her are now even more precious, and she will be a part of us forever. My 2 children were lucky to have Reena as their godmother, and now they have their very own angel in heaven. The memories you made with them will stay with them forever, and they will cherish every gift that you gave to them. Before Logan was born, he was your little peanut, and Miri was your little peanut number 2. At our last gathering, you shared photos and videos of the kids since they were born, and it was only then I realized how much you loved them. They would light up at the mention of your name and ask if Auntie Reena would be there at their birthday parties and going to Auntie Reena's house for Boxing Day. It's amazing how much lovely memories we have with Reena, surrounded by my 2 and my brother's 2 children. I know that it will probably be one of the most difficult things to come upon during the holidays, but I promise you, Reena, that the joy that you brought to our family will never be forgotten. Reena was a constant source of inspiration, and she challenged all of us to be better and to fulfill our potential. She has set an example for us to follow, and she has truly set the bar for humanity, and only few people attain that in this life. It is a bar that only few can reach. But if we can achieve a fraction of her generosity, an iota of her grace, a semblance of her spiritual purity, a shade of her personal beauty, then we can count ourselves lucky. The world is a lesser place without her, only if we forget her contribution to this world, only if we ignore Reena's example. The world is a lesser place if we, the ones she held dear, do not live up to her expectations. So today I challenge you to honor her by your example. Honor her by your deeds, your love for others. I challenge you not to disappoint her legacy, a legacy that has extended its reach far and wide. Mourn for those that she has left behind, and not for her. For she has left this earthly existence with a halo hovering above. Reena is an angel now in heaven, with all of her aunties and uncles, her grandparents, and best of all, her mommy and her daddy. Rest now in perfect peace, our dear one. We love you forever.
Good morning and Sitaram to everyone gathered here this morning. I would like to thank everyone on behalf of the Basdeo family for coming here to celebrate Reena's life with us. A famous writer once said, "We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give." If that is true, then Reena made a great life. She was one of the most giving person anyone could ever hope to meet. Reena was born on February 2nd, 1975, to Beta and Dolly Basdeo. She was their firstborn and would later be joined by her 2 loving brothers, Rohan and Romesh. They lived in Paje for some time and later moved to a couple other places, finally settling here in Valencia over 40 years ago. Over the years, Reena accomplished a lot academically and moved on to her working life, which finally led her to her last job with National Helicopter Services. Reena was single but enjoyed her life to the fullest. In talking many years ago, she said to me, "Auntie, if I reach the age of 35 and do not marry, then I won't ever." Sadly, that came to pass. Reena and I shared many happy conversations and happy times together. Later in life, we drifted apart for a bit, but the love was always there. My sweetest memories of her is as a child with her elder cousin Bobby. As Ria just indicated, they were two peas in a pod. She shared a special bond with him, celebrating every Christmas birthday with him, posing for pictures as kid. I would take them to the movies. I myself was a kid playing with them as though they were my live dolls. Reena loved having a good time, and Boxing Day would never be the same for us again. It was a tradition started by her Uncle Chubby and myself over 34 years ago, for Naren's first Christmas. When Reren's parents passed, she continued the tradition. Today is a very sad day for all of us, especially her brothers, whom she took on the role of mother at a tender age. Today, as we honor, respect, and remember Reena with love and appreciation, we pray that her soul rests in peace. She is now an angel in heaven looking down at us. Let us not cry, but rejoice knowing that Reena touched our lives with her special qualities. She will be greatly missed by everyone and has left a void in our lives which may never be filled. Remember the good times. We will never forget her, but with time the pain will get easier and we would smile again when thoughts of her cross our minds. This is a poem on behalf of all aunts and uncles, author unknown, niece. Of all the many blessings, however great or small, to have had you for a niece was the greatest one of all. The family chain is broken now, and nothing seems the same. But as God takes us one by one, the chain will link again. On behalf of her brothers and all her cousins who looked up on her as a sister, this is on behalf of them all. If roses grow in heaven, Lord, please pick a bunch for me. Place them in my sister's arms and tell her they're from me. Tell her that I love and miss her, and when she turns to smile, place a kiss upon her cheek and hold her for a while. Because remembering her is easy, I do it every day. But there is an ache within my heart that will never go away. And I know for Rohan, this is so true. For her brothers, this is so true. May she rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you, son. अच्छा प्रथम सुब्रतो श्रुति इति प्रथमहार्दि लाल की जय. Let us all clasp our hands as we all close our eyes as we offer pratna, as we offer prayer. Hari Om Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanurdamardhanam Devaki Pradmanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurdam Om Kam Kardoti Vachalam Pangulam Gete Gurdam Yat Kripatamaham Vande Pradmanandam Marvam Om Namostate Vyasa Vishala Buddhi Pulardavindraya Patra Nitraha Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purdanaha Pradajwali Tugyan Mahi Pradadipaha Om Yam Brahma Varunindra Vidramardutaha Surdavante de Besavai Vairai Sanga Parakramo Padishade Gayantiyam Samaga Dyanavasitragate Manasa Pashantiyam Yogino Yasyantam Navirdo Surda Surdagana Devai Tashme Namaha. Everybody simply recite after me, say Om. Gita, Ganga, Chagayatri, Sita, Satya, Saraswati, Brahmavidya, Brahmavali, Trisandhya, Mukti, Gehini, Ardramatra, Chirananda, Bhava Agni, Bhai, Nashini, Vedatri, Pradhananta, Tadvarta, Gyan, Manjari. Om Shri Gita Mata Debhyai Namaha. Pradam Subrdo Shri Iti Brindavan Vihari Lal Ki Jai. Sitaram Namaste to everyone. In life, my dear friends, if it is one thing that is certain to all of us, is death comes to all of us. No matter what age, no matter what wealth that you acquire in this world, no matter what you have in this world, my dear friends, everything in this world one day or the other will no longer exist with us. I do not know Auntie Reena personally, but from listening to the eulogy and listening to everyone, I feel that I know her because the kind person that she was, the compassionate person that she was, the little things that they all said, that how she was, she would go, she would enjoy herself, and she would make do with her friends and her family, never forgetting her brothers at home. Those are simple things, my dear friends, that we're lacking in society today in this world. The simple things that some people are so selfish in this world today, they just go about eating our food and just going back home, bare empty-handed. But we know as Hindus and Sanatanists, if I give you a plate with food and I give it to you, to your home, you won't give me back an empty plate of food. You would send it back with something. But unfortunately, people don't know that on this world. And that is the type of person that she was. She was a giving, caring, understanding, loving person. And you could learn so many things from her. You know, even though that I've heard the girl said that she was a single person, and you didn't have to be married to be happy. She showed you that. Some people feel that you need to be married to find happiness. I'm not saying that you don't have to be married to find happiness. But I'm trying to say that she made her life a blast, right? And she never made nothing an issue or problem. And that is the person that she was, the kind individual. And as the word said, her legacy shall live through us in this world. And this is what we must learn. Do whatever little we have, make no problem with it, and move ahead in life. As she said, 35 years, she's not going to get married. So be it. She lived her life to the fullest. And if there's one thing I learned, that she like cook. You see, she found so much happiness in a glass of coke, right? That many of us go look all about to find happiness. She find happiness in these simple things. That is how in this life, my dear friends, we must learn to live our life. You know, in the Bhagavad Puran, Lord Krishna one day was speaking to Arjun, and having this conversation, a beggar come and he approached Lord Krishna. But when he approaches Lord Krishna, he felt so shame, so he went quickly to Arjun. And he said, could you please give me something? A Brahmin beggar, which means a holy man, don't partake of meat or any alcohol. So he went to Arjun. Arjun, my dear friends, he reached out in his pocket and he pulls out some gold coins. He gave the beggar the gold coins, right, son? The beggar was so happy, he rejoiced. But there's a saying, when you want something, somebody wants it more than you, So at that point, my dear friends, a bandit saw what the beggar had and he stole it from him. The beggar, my friends, he condemned himself, he criticized himself, he started to cry, he went home to his wife, he explained. Word reached out into the village that the beggar, he got robbed. The next day he got up, he went again, and he went and he begged Arjun again. But this time when Arjun dipped in his pocket, he had nothing. When he dipped in the next pocket, he pulled out a diamond. And this time he gave the diamond to the beggar. The beggar, my dear friends, he hugged that diamond to his heart. He looked up, down, left, right, all around. The bandit is nowhere to be found. He ran home quickly and he took the diamond and he put it in a pot in his wife's kitchen and he placed it way down behind and he told his wife, the wife did not know what it had. Whatever you do, do not interfere with that pot. She said, okay, no problem. It was stated that that day, my dear friends, the wife, she had an ex-pot with her, and she was fetching some water from the river. And while coming out of that river, this point, and this at this part of the story, I'm going to show you, everything happens for a reason. While coming out of the river, she happened to twist her ankle. And when she twisted her ankle now, the pot that she was catching the water to go back home to cook, it fell on one of the rocks. And when it happened, my dear friends, it got a hole. But that rock hitting that pot, getting that hole, so much little water you could take back to your home. So she's thinking, how can I get food to cook? How can I prepare my meal for the next day? She realized that her husband hit a pot, and she went quickly and she got that pot, my dear friends, not knowing what it had in it. She said, I will use it, dry it, and place it back. She took the pot, and when she dipped the pot into the water, my dear friends, what happened? The diamond started to come out of that pot and started to flow downstream. A fish at that time swallowed the diamond. The diamond was lost. She went home, dried the pot, placed it there. The beggar, he got up, he went. The diamond is nowhere to be found. He asked her what happened. She explained. Once again, he condemned himself. He said, no matter who tried to help me, I cannot get help. But nevertheless, word reached out in the village. Arjun and Lord Krishna heard the story again. But this time, instead of going to Arjun to beg, this time he went to Lord Krishna. And when Lord Krishna, he dipped into his pocket, my dear friends, he pulled out a penny. How much a penny could buy for you? Nothing much, right? So he said, you know what? Krishna, this penny could buy very little for me, but being a beggar, I will accept it, you know? And he put it in his pocket. Going along the road, he happened to see some boatmen coming out of that boat, and they had a fish, a big fish in their hand. And this fish, my dear friends, was like struggling to go back into the water, beaten up. And he watched, and something in his heart reached out to that fish. And he said, you know what? I'm going to ask the boatmen if they would accept this penny for the life of the fish, and I will set it free. He said, I'm a Brahmin, I will not eat it. They listened to him. They accepted the penny for the life of the fish. They say, no, we'll catch by that fish. So they took that penny. He was about to put the fish back into the water, my friends, and about to place that fish into the water. What happens? He realized that something is wrong with that fish. The fish is struggling for air. As he looked into the mouth of the fish through the gills, trapped was the diamond. He pulled out the diamond and he said, you, I have found you. You have stolen from me. And at that point, the bandit was walking around the corner with no mask. And he's thinking, you know what? The beggar, he recognizes me without that mask. And if he go to the king, he will tell the king, and the king will behead me. He went quickly, and he got the gold that he stole from him, and he placed it at his feet. So now, my dear friends, the beggar, he has the diamond, and he has the gold. This story is dedicated to Auntie. Lord Krishna and Arjun having this conversation, and Arjun say, Krishna Bhagwan, how is it that no matter what I did, I give him the coin and I give him the diamond and everything lost? How is it that that can help him, but your penny help him? And listen to what he says. And everybody, put this into your life. He said, oh Arjun, he said, anytime anybody, and this is not she, anytime anybody beg for their own selfish needs, they will never gain nothing in this world. But when she put her life in front of others, presenting it, you will gain everything, putting her life aside and placing others in front. When the beggar, he did that, and he sacrificed his own means of food and wealth, and he sacrificed everything for that of the life of the fish. That is when everything in this life, my dear friends, will become yours. She is like that true gem. You will never, and I repeat, you will never ever get an individual as this auntie in this world. But that doesn't mean that you cannot live it. All her lessons, her life's lessons, you can transfer it into your life, update yourself, upgrade yourself, and become the person that she was through you in this world. And that is what, my dear friends, life is about. Learning from everything in this world. Learning and making all the wrongs right in this world. We are not perfect in this world. Let me tell you something. No man is perfect. Look at what is happening, my dear friends. 1 minute you're here, next minute you're not. Look at what happened. So as you put on social media, you know, instead of going and see a little joke or something, who funeral you could watch now? That is so sad. One day I went, and you know, you go in as you scroll up on one set and next set, and you're looking at funerals, not one. I have never thought in my life you could actually see so much a thing. Even for this COVID, let me tell you a little wake up call. For this COVID, a lot of people die, and not only old people, but young people. Look at what is happening today in society. This is a wake up call that God is doing. Huh? People will say this is a virus, but sometimes God always send hidden message for us. When you're going too fast on that train, you'll go off what? Track. And we as human beings, my dear friend, I must say, we have probably failed. Because instead we doing the right things, we fighting for unnecessary things. Instead of fighting for house and land and car and all kind of thing, now you're fighting for your will to survive in that hospital. So my dear friends, all I can tell you is life is too short. And live it like Auntie Reena. Don't make nothing a problem. Don't make nothing an issue. And cook his life. Right? So in life, my dear friends, let me tell you something. You must live every single day like your last. For today or tomorrow, we may never come in this world. So yes, we have lost this important gem and a beautiful person that we have lost in our life. Not only physical beauty, but mental and psychological beauty in that form. She's so beauty in that way. My dear friends, all we can do now is pray for her soul to attain one with God. And pray for we to adapt some of her qualities into our life. So my dear friends, this is what is going to happen now. Unfortunately, nobody is going to conduct RT. Meaning, because of the situation of COVID, this is a protocol. We're not going to let everybody touch that one RT and pass it on to nobody else. So I want everybody to please understand that and bear with me with that. However, everybody is getting the opportunity to offer a flowers. Right? Offer flowers by social distancing yourself, right? I will call first upon the immediate family, right, to come and do such, and then afterwards they have done, then everybody else will get the opportunity to come and offer flowers, right? Look at it. Even RT take away from us. But my dear friends, we have to be careful at this time. So the immediate family come, offer your flowers and pay your humble respects, and afterwards everybody will get the opportunity to view and offer their own flowers. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Pinjari ke panchire tera tartan chani ko tera tartan chani ko Pinjari ke panchire tera tartan chani ko tera tartan chani ko bahar satu kamo shridu
Sitaram, everyone. I dedicate this bhajan to Reena. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, He Madhava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Raghuvira, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari.
अच्छा प्रथम सुब्रत श्रुति इति प्रथम मिहारी लाल Let us all stand please. Let us all clasp our hands as we close our eyes. As we pray and we ask Bhagwan Krishna, through the love, the faith and devotion, the friends and family and all who are gathered here, as we pour our love to that of the soul and the individual that she was. We pray and we ask Bhagwan for that of the journey of that soul to be very swift indeed, and for her journey to have no burden whatsoever. As we, the friends and family members of this woman's family, we pray and we ask Bhagwan for the safety and the welfare of that soul to attain one with you, Atma and Paramatma once more. We pray and we ask Bhagwan also if Auntie Reena has caused any discomfort, if she has caused any pain, if she has caused any ill to anyone in this world, will you please find it in your heart and forgive her and let she go with no burden whatsoever. We pray and we ask Bhagwan to continue to bless this wonderful soul and for this soul to be one with you, Atma and Paramatma. Hari Om. Om Yaksharam Brahmrashtam Matrahinam Chardave Tatram Chamrada Deva Prasrapurdavchurdama Om Mandrahinam Kardahinam Bhaktihinam Janardanam Yatapujidam Yadeva Paripurdanam Tadastume Namaha. Together everyone. Om Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bando Chasaka Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sardvamma Mamadeva Deva Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Pradam Sabrdo Shruti Iti Pradan Parmihardi Lalake Jai. Acha Pita, of your flowers. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks. Very good. Right. A little on this side here, right? On the pickup and on this side here. How much on that? 3 by 3. One more in this side. Able, right? Alright. Ready? Ram Nam. Good. Good. Take it in, take it in.
take anyone you